Guys, I made a to-do list for Saber. It will totally save the game. To-do list, add Mark 6 to right shoulder and not keep it left shoulder only. All right, yes, we are going over things that the devs mentioned that they wanted to get done, and also things players have been asking for a very long time. These are definitely adjustments or cosmetic improvements that the devs definitely can get to, I would hope, of course, but again, these are things the devs mentioned they wanted to do before, and also a couple things they may have missed. First one, let's get this one out of the way. I've seen so many players bring this up, and yes, they are correct. Why isn't this available in every class? This is the Deathwatch Iron Halo. I agree. Yes. Give it to every class. That would be nice. This is definitely something I would consider to be on the devs to-do list, I would hope. Or potentially, this is going to be something that will be an ordeal reward. I can see that also being the case. So keep an eye out for this. I've seen plenty of players talk about this. And yes, they are right. The Deathwatch Iron Halo. I need it on tactical or bulwark. That would be very, very cool. Something we should have done a long time ago. Speculation. I personally believe that something we should have done a long time ago feature coming in patch 15 is simply an increased amount / unlimited customization slots. While it may seem underwhelming, it's one of the most requested features and easiest to implement. It also makes a lot of sense given that over the past years we've received so many customization options that 4 slots simply can't hold up anymore. Yeah, I have to agree. This is definitely something we need in the game, and I'd imagine this is something that is on the devs' to-do list, considering they have mentioned it themselves while they hinted towards it. Because, yeah, they had 3 things on their to-do list, and this is the last one here. It might be disappointing to some, but I personally would kill for it to be implemented, having to pick which of the 4 awesome-looking armor loadouts to delete in order to make a new one physically hurts me every time. Anyways, does anyone have any other better ideas on what it could be? Yeah, let's take a look at what players are asking for, but I do think we need some more armor slots as well. It feels like each class has 4 chapters that I try to, revolve a little bit here and there, even though, yes, you do need to delete at least one of those armor slots to make room for new armor. I definitely landed on some defaults in a sense. I mean, Vanguard, Sniper. Yes, I use Raptors and Raven Guard with them quite a bit. I mean, the champions are still good, so, at the very least, we have the champions. They're basically their own slot. But yeah, this is definitely something they need to add into the game. I'm hoping it's something worthwhile. The new heads and voices were simple in their implementation, so that's probably why it was done first. The War Gear update required a lot of reworks to the classes and UI structure, so it's understandable why it's taken them long to do so. I can only assume the third customization feature they're adding is something big if it's taken longer than the War Gear update to implement. Oh, that's a fair point. I mean, dude, to be honest though, they do have a lot on their plate within these past couple months, and then also the year 3 update, so yeah, maybe some things were just pushed back. I'm not too sure what they have in store for year 3, but I do see players mention, by the way, yeah, I'm not too sure if this player is asking for more, but I do see players mention heads and voices, and we have seen a leaked Raven Guard head before, so they might as well just add that in the game at some point. Maybe they're looking for more voices as well, who knows, but ultimately, I do think it has to be something worthwhile, and I would like some extra armor slots. I mean, I don't think that's going to be that big of a deal, but it's not underwhelming. It's something players have been asking for at the very least. Why won't the devs buff Melta weapons? I just thought that it was because they were happy with where they were. I only use them on Heavy and Vanguard. They are pretty amazing in Siege, but I do not think that I would ever bring one into Operations, which is what most people play. One idea I had was that it is because tactical would be broken if the Melta rifle was really good. 3-shot Majoris / 100 to 150% damage increase since he has ammo recovery. All right, so this is something that I missed, and apparently the devs did address this. So, hey, you can at the very least safely put improving Melta weapons on the dev to-do list. Yeah, let's show that really quick. All right, right here, we do have the game director, I believe, confirming that Meltas are going to be changed in patch 15 with the tactical rework, which is interesting because, yeah, they said the problem is not with the heroic Melta. The problem is with Scan making Melta OP on one class. Same on Relic Melta. It is weak, but it's not a problem. Of a heroic Melta, it's a problem with the entire Melta archetype. There will be some changes to all Meltas in patch 15, don't worry. So I'm kind of curious if this also means the multi-Melta. That would be kind of interesting. If the multi-Melta gets an improvement, I would like to see that, to be honest. I do like the multi-Melta a little bit more than the Melta rifle itself, but that said, the heroic Melta and the Melta rifles definitely need some improvement, so I'm glad to see they confirm that. That's very cool. But yeah, this is definitely something that is on the devs to-do list. Hopefully confirm that we would see a Melta improvement in patch 15. No drip for Tech Marine. I purchased Space Marine 2 a couple months ago, and it has since become one of my favorite games. Decided a few days ago that Tech Marine will be the next class I play after I max level my tactical. But just now, I went into the customization screen for the Tech Marine and noticed that there basically is none available. There are like 3 looks you can do with him that are all slight variations of the default one, and I'm extremely confused as to why this is the case. Does anyone have any insights or information about when this might be changed? All right, so the Tech Marine champion is good, but yes, I do agree. Tech Marine definitely needs some more customization. That would feel amazing for Tech Marine players. Dude, I haven't really played Tech Marine too much recently. I don't think it's cosmetic related, but that did pop into my head when I was reading this. Yeah, I do think Tech Marine needs some more customization. I agree with that. I'm not too sure if the devs, mentioned anything about that. It would be kind of cool to get like a Deathwatch Iron Halo on Tech Marine. That would be amazing. Hopefully they can pull that off. But I would hope the devs at some point would put Tech Marine customization on their to-do list. But yeah, let's see how players feel about this. I don't even want Tech Marine specific cosmetics. I just like to be able to use more of the cosmetics from other classes that I paid for. I see, like champion customization and everything like that. I mean, dude, I did see somebody mention that, Phobos legs, they should be able to use more customization. And yeah, I do think it would be nice if the devs opened up customization for all classes a little bit more. That is definitely something I hope is on their to-do list. I mean, dude, if they do add in more armor slots, it would make a lot more sense as well to also make sure that other classes are able to use armors they previously were not able to, use. Nothing too crazy, not like, Vanguard putting on a heavy chest piece or anything like that, I think that's obviously something that we don't really need. But, I mean, yeah, Tech Marine at the very least definitely needs more customization. I 100% agree with that. I really hope this is something that the devs have on their to-do list, essentially. But, yeah, I think, especially considering something like the Deathwatch Iron Halo, I think they are likely saving some of this stuff maybe for some ordeal grinds. Yeah, that's a fair strategy. I mean, dude, when it comes to year 3, we really do have, like, a lot that, I will say will likely come down to grinding for it, potentially. I would like to see some, new rewards based on missions or something like that, but so far, even at the end of year 2, a lot of the new cosmetics, obviously, we needed to grind for it, whether it is an ordeal grind or accolade grind, Yep, they're definitely probably saving a lot of the customization improvements for likely a time when they're going to add in also a lot of new customization. Yeah, that would make sense. I mean, dude, regardless, man, if it's not the extra armor slots, players are asking for chaos cosmetics. We are going to have chaos siege mode. So yeah, the options are out there for the devs to deliver a lot of what the players are asking for this year. I can't really imagine what they would really do for year 3 if it's not to add in cosmetics for us to unlock. I think that's fine for the most part. I do want to see new missions and, you know, other content, of course. But when it comes to their to-do list of what players have been asking for and what the devs have been talking about in the past, I think this is a fair summary of it for the most part. Feel free to let me know in the comments if there's something we have missed here, or if there's something that you think players have been asking for a lot. Something like the lightning claws. Sorry, yeah, something like lightning claws. I'm not 100% sure if that is going to be on the table, but you know, the devs already mentioned great swords, and you know, we all know how that went. Now we're getting a one-handed hammer, which should be pretty good. So that's cool at the very least. But hey, maybe the great sword's on the to-do list still. That would be nice. That would be very nice. But all right, guys, let me know in the comments how you guys feel about this, and thanks for watching.